Yo, what's good guys? Medical Gamer over here, and I just wanted to show you guys what Pokemon are left that can possibly have an Alolan form based off of the trailers that we've seen, all of the English and all of the Japanese ones. And so I just wanted to say that before we get started, there has to be a few assumptions that we're making. One assumption is that any Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution will not have an Alolan form. A second assumption is that there's no option you get in the game to switch between Alolan form and normal form. So we're assuming that once a Pokemon enters the Alola region, it will automatically turn into a Alolan form. You don't have an option to switch it. A third assumption is that the Alolan forms can only be for Gen 1 Pokemon because that's all we've seen so far. So I think it's a pretty safe assumption. And the last assumption is, so we've seen that it's possible for the higher stage Pokemon, like like the evolution Pokemon, such as Raichu, to have an Alolan form, but the lower level Pokemon, like the Pikachu, do not have an Alolan form. So we're assuming that higher up Pokemon can have an Alolan form, and the lowers don't have a Alolan form. But we're not assuming the other way around. So we're going to say that if the lower Pokemon has a Alolan form, then the upper must have an Alolan form. That's what we're going to say. So to recap that, if the higher stage Pokemon has a Alolan form, the lower does not have to have it. And if the lower stage Pokemon has a Alolan form, the higher one has to have it. Because that's what we've seen so far. So anyways, let's get to it. Enough with all those assumptions. And so let's just start with the first Pokemon. So obviously Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. So we're going to assume that all of the ones before Mega Venusaur will not have a Mega Evolution. Not Mega Evolution. Will not have an Alolan form because Venusaur is Mega. And Charizard is Mega. So none of these will have an Alolan form. Blastoise is Mega, so none of these will have an Alolan form. I don't think that we've seen anything yet in terms of Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree. So I think it's possible that they can have an Alolan form. Beedrill is Mega Beedrill, so that means that none of these can have an Alolan form. Pidgey has Pidgeot, Mega Pidgeot, so none of these are Alolan. Rattata and Raticate can possibly be Alolan. We haven't seen anything. In the trailers, we actually have seen a Fearow, so that means that Spearow and Fearow cannot be Alolan. Ekans and Arbok, we haven't seen anything of them, so they could possibly be Alolan. Pikachu, we've already seen in the trailer, is not Alolan. We have already seen that Raichu is Alolan. Sandshrew and Sandslash, we have seen are Alolan. Nidoran female and its evolution line, and Nidoran male and its evolution line can all potentially be Alolan. We haven't seen anything of them. Clefairy and Clefable can both be Alolan. Vulpix is already Alolan, and so is Ninetales. Sorry, I kind of went into the Psyduck over there. But Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff can be Alolan. We haven't seen anything. Now, we have seen Zubat and Golbat, so they are both not Alolan. Oddish, Gloom, and Vileplume can all be Alolan. Haven't seen anything. Paris and Parasect can both be Alolan. Venonat, Venomoth, both can be Alolan. Diglett, Dugtrio, both can be Alolan. Meowth is Alolan. And so it's pretty fair to assume that Persian will be Alolan, but nothing has been confirmed about it, so I won't circle it. Now, we have seen Psyduck, so Psyduck is not Alolan, but we have not seen the Golduck, so we don't know if Golduck is Alolan or not. And another thing, similarly, actually no, this is not similarly, because we have seen the Primeape, so we know that Mankey and Primeape both cannot be Alolan. And we have seen the Arcanine, which means that Growlithe and Arcanine are both not Alolan. Now, when it comes to the Poliwag's evolution line, it gets a little bit confusing over here because we have seen the Politoed, and that is not Alolan, but Politoed is not first gen. So this is just going to be a huge question mark over here, whether or not the Poliwag evolution line can be Alolan or not. because obviously the highest up is not Alolan, so it's not likely that these are going to be Alolan, but I'm not going to indicate anything because we're not sure how it applies if they have evolutions in a different generation. So Abracadabra, Alakazam, haven't seen anything of them, so they could be Alolan. Now we have seen Machamp is not Alolan, which means that Machop and Machoke are both not Alolan. Alolan, Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and Victory Bell are possible. Same thing with Tentacool, Tentacruel. And Geodude, Golem, Geodude, Graveler, and Golem can all be Alolan. We haven't seen anything. Ponyta, Rapidash, haven't seen anything. We have seen the Slowbro, so that means Slowbro and Slowpoke are not Alolan. Now, Magnemite and Magneton, like I said with the Poliwag evolution line, we have seen the Magnezone. Magnezone is not Alolan, so I don't know how it works with the first gen again, so I'm going to leave them. But it's very likely that they're not Alolan. Now, Farfetch'd, we haven't seen anything, could be Alolan. Same with Doduo and Dodrio. Seal and Dugong, they can all be Alolan. Muck and Grimer can be Alolan. Shelder and Koisler can be Alolan. Now we have seen the Gengar and the Haunter, so Gengar, Haunter, and Ghastly are likely not Alolan. The Onix, we have not seen anything, so it could be Alolan. And we have seen the Drowsy, so the Drowsy is not Alolan, but we have not seen the Hypno, which means that it could be Alolan, because like the same case of Pikachu and Raichu or Cubone and Marowak, the lower stage is not Alolan, but the higher stage is. So we have not seen Krabby or Kingler, so they could be Alolan. Voltorb, Electrode can be Alolan. Now we have seen that the Execute is not Alolan, but the Executor is. And same case here, Cubone is not Alolan, but the Marowak can be Alolan. We have not seen Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Lickitung, Coughing, Wheezing, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, they can all be Alolan. Chansey can be Alolan, Tangela can be Alolan. We have seen the Kangaskhan, so Kangaskhan is not Alolan. Horsey and Seadra, like I said, I mean, we haven't seen the Kingdra, but I don't know how it works because Kingdra is the second gen evolution, so they could be Alolan, not sure. Goldeen and Seeking, have not seen them. Staryu, Starmie, have not seen them. They could be Alolan. Mr. Mime could be Alolan. Scyther, once again, has an evolution. And this case, it has a Mega Evolution, Mega Scizor. So it's likely that it's not going to be Alolan, but it's possible. We haven't seen anything. Now, Jinx has a pre-evolution, Smoochum, but that we don't know. We don't know the correlation, so it could be Mega Jinx. Not Mega Jinx, Alolan Jinx. We have seen the Electabuzz, so Electabuzz is not Alolan. Magmar, oh, actually, no, yeah, we have seen the Electabuzz. We have seen the Electabuzz. But Magmar, once again, Magmar has a pre-evolution and a post-evolution, which are both not first gen, so likely that Magmar is not going to be Alolan, but we're not sure. Pinsir has a Mega Evolution, not Alolan. We have seen Tauros in the trailer, and we've seen it both inside and out of battle, and it does not look Alolan. Now, we have seen the Gyarados, not Alolan, so Magikarp is not Alolan. The Lapras, we have seen in one of the, I believe, Japanese trailers, you are riding on a Lapras, and it looks exactly the same as a normal Lapras, so I think it's safe to say that there's not an Alolan Lapras. Ditto, absolutely no idea, could be, but we're not sure about that. The Eevee we have seen in battle, so Eevee is not Alolan, but Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon, they're all likely not Alolan, but we technically have not seen them, so they could potentially be Alolan. I've said Alolan so many times in this video. So the Porygon, no idea. Ammonite, Amistar, Kabuto, Kabutops, no indication. The Aerodactyl is a Mega, plus we have seen it in the trailer, so it is not Alolan. The Snorlax is not Alolan, we've seen it in the trailer. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, we don't know. They could be Alolan. That would actually be really cool if the legendaries had an Alolan form, but I don't know if it's likely, but we'll see. Now, the Dragonite we have seen is not Alolan, therefore we can also cross out the Dragonair and the Dratini. And Mewtwo, Mew, and Missing No. Just completely ignore Missing No. Oops. Let's get rid of that. That's ugly. But yeah, Missing No doesn't count. But Mewtwo and Mew, they can be Alolan. We haven't seen anything of them. So there you guys have it. All of the possible. Let's see if I can like zoom out so you can see all of them. All of these nice crossouts while still being able to tell what Pokemon it is. And yeah, that should be good. So there you have it. All of the ones that are circled are confirmed to be Alolan. All of the ones that are crossed out are not Alolan. And all of the ones that have nothing on it can potentially still be Alolan. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I try to bring all of the Pokemon Sun and Moon news I can, and I have walkthroughs and not walkthroughs, Let's Plays and stuff like that. And just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this, or if I missed anything and you want to add to it, go ahead. And I'm going to get out of here. Peace.